What's up, guys, and welcome to the Tim Sports Talk. And today we're talking about the Washington football team making some cuts to the roster. And I just wanted to give you my thoughts on each one that was cut. So we had 5 guys that were cut, and we'll start with the top one here on the list, Caleb Brantley. And Caleb Brantley, an interior defensive lineman that we got from Cleveland. And I liked Caleb Brantley even when he was coming here, but I liked him coming out of the draft. Caleb Brantley is a dude that was very, very highly rated as far as maybe a second-round pick at the interior defensive line. And we ended up, the Cleveland took him in the 5th round because of off-the-field issues. And it didn't work out in Cleveland. They ended up getting cut, and he came here, and I was really interested to see if Caleb Brantley could bring us anything on the interior defensive line. But obviously, since then, we have absolutely hammered home our defensive line in the draft, and there is no need for any more depth, honestly, because we have Deron Payne, we have Jonathan Allen, we have Matt Ioannidis coming back, and of course, we have Tim Settle, 4 interior defensive linemen for good rotation, good depth, and they are awesome, and Caleb Brantley just did not make the cut at that point. Here's one that surprised a lot of people, and that is Thaddeus Moss, the son of Randy Moss, and who has not panned out like his dad whatsoever at the next level. He clearly, obviously, does not have the speed. He's got good size, but he was a guy that I'm actually not surprised to see go, and I forgot that he was even on the team because I remember there was a report earlier last summer that during training camp, one of the coaches absolutely tore in to Thaddeus Moss for whatever it was, whether it be he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do or he wasn't understanding or blah, 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 whatever. The tight ends coach absolutely tore into him, and I think they just kind of, we didn't know what was going to happen, so we ended up, I think we kind of gamed the system, put him on a injury list instead of completely cutting him, and then we didn't have to carry him on a roster spot or worry about somebody else picking him up, I guess, at that point, and just in case we needed tight ends, because we didn't know what we had at tight end. Nobody knew that Logan Thomas was going to be an actual formidable tight end for us, which is nice that he did, but we didn't know. So we just wanted to make sure. I think that's why we kind of put him on an injury list rather than just straight cut him at the time. But now we have the draft. There's some interesting tight ends in the draft, so cutting Thaddeus Moss is not unreasonable to me whatsoever. Now, here's one that I was really disappointed to see, but I understand at the same time, is wide receiver Emmanuel Hall. He was Drew Lock's best receiver in college over there at Missouri, and that's where I first saw him. And so when he was undrafted and we ended up scooping him up, I was actually pretty excited to see what he could bring to the Washington football team. Unfortunately, he tore his Achilles way before even training camp last year, so we never really got to see him do anything. He's got good size, 6'3", not the fastest guy in the world. He kind of reminds me of Kelvin Harmon. So whether it was Kelvin or Emmanuel Hall that came over and really stepped up into like that 4th receiver role, I was going to be excited about it. But Achilles injuries really, really destroy people, and it's possible that they just didn't feel like bothering with him this offseason. They're obviously signed a couple of receivers in Curtis Samuel and Adam Humphrey. They still liked Cam Sims, so they re-signed him for a year. Of course, we have Terry McLaurin, and we probably will end up drafting somebody. So Calvin Harmon's coming back from injury. There's enough depth there at the receiver that Emmanuel Hall was not somebody they were really interested in coming off such a bad injury. Achilles injury is what, remember, killed Junior Gillette, the legend everybody heard of, or really the myth that, he was going to come in and just absolutely destroy rushing the passer. Well, then he blew out one Achilles. The next season, he blew out the other Achilles, and that's all she wrote for Mr. Junior Gillette. But Emmanuel Hall, this is the one that I was most sad to see go, because I was really hoping he had a chance to be something at this level. Javon Leake, the former Terp, the running back, that he ends up getting cut. We signed him later last season because we needed some running back depth with Antonio Gibson going down. So we ended up getting Javon Leake, and I'm not shocked at all to see this go. He is not somebody that he's 6 foot, 215 pounds, ran a 4.68 40. He's not really he doesn't have a niche where he's like a great third down back or a great goal line back. He's kind of just like a average run-of-the-mill running back, and it's just hard. It's hard for a running back of that style to really get noticed because there's going to be somebody that outshines you, whether it be with their speed, whether it be with their massive size and goal line and strength, or whatever it may be. Running back's a dime a dozen, honestly, and so not surprised at all to see Javon Leak go. Now, Michael Warren is somebody that I don't have a lot of insight on, to be very, very honest. He seems to be a nice power back, but he was a guy that was from Carolina, and I think he was just a guy that like Scott Turner liked, or maybe it was Hurney that really liked, who kind of brought him over here as a pet project after he got cut by Carolina. And when we're actually looking at the roster and what we want to bring, Ron Rivera probably was like the one that put the kibosh on it, where it's just like, okay, we just don't have room. If we had room, cool, I would let you have your pet project, but we don't, so he's got to go, and that's why he is off the team. But yeah, those are the 5 cuts. Those are my thoughts on each one. You guys let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people were surprised about Thaddeus Moss, so let me know what you guys think about Thaddeus Moss. Should we have kept him? Do you think he still has a future at this level? But yeah, and let me know what you guys think about the other guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000 subs. Look at that. We're almost there. Trying to get that mark. Hit that sub button, please. And in the description below, there is a Discord link. Hop in our Discord and come talk some football. And last but not least, there are donation links in the description below. And we got a new donation. Thank you, Mama Goat, for donating $50 to the channel. Really, really appreciate it. It's awesome. Thank you so much. And, I'll keep on making content, and I appreciate you supporting the channel. And Washington made some cuts. It happens. It's part of business, but you guys let me know. And until next time, see ya!